U.S. position, the Biden administration's position on the war in Ukraine, and charge them with felonies for which they're each facing 10 years in prison. If you told me that could happen here, I would have laughed at you. No, we have a First Amendment. Like, that can't happen here, but it has. That and a lot of other things, which are gravely unsettling, actually, in people who were rooted in the Cold War story and the reality of the Cold War, again, my age, 53, kind of know where that goes. So the purpose of my talk, which by the way, I will keep brief. I'm an inveterate talker. I can literally talk forever. You can't even imagine my capacity for loquaciousness. I mean, it has no end. It's a bottomless well. You know, if you dropped a quarter off the observation deck of the Empire State Building, how long would it take to hit the sidewalk? That was always what we talked about when we were kids. You would never hear it in my case. I can literally go on first. So I will stop, and Kevin and I are going to have a conversation which I think will be much more edifying. But I would just say two things about the present moment, because I think about them all the time. And I brood on this constantly. And then I take every afternoon, because fundamentally I'm Swedish, I take a sauna every day. As a rest, I do, I'm not kidding, every single day, never miss it. And my whole family does. It's like our one cultural contribution. Oh, we're Swedish, ooh, it's a very deep ethnicity. Oh yes, a lot of Swedish traditions. You should hear our comedy, it's hilarious. But the one thing I do is take a sauna to kind of get out of my head and get away from all this stuff, and I never can, and I just use my time in the sauna to brood more. But here are two conclusions I've come to, which I think are slightly less depressing than the most obvious, which is the country's really going at high speed in the wrong direction. Yeah, no kidding. Like in ways that are just unfathomable. And for people my father's age, for example, who's 82 and such a decent man, and I could go on forever about my dad, who I saw this morning, was born in an orphanage called the Home for Little Wanderers in Boston, and became a success and the head of a federal agency and served in the Marine Corps and sort of lived the America that you imagine is possible for people who are smart and try hard and all that. For people of that age, it's too much, actually. The change is too abrupt. They can't metabolize it, really. It's too horrifying. But for those of us who are still engaged in trying to figure out what this means and not just repelled by it, I would say two things that I think we're thinking about. The first is you look around and you see so many people break under the strain, under the downward pressure of whatever this is that we're going through. And you look with disdain and sadness as you see people you know become quislings, you see them revealed as cowards, you see them going along with a new thing, which is clearly a poisonous thing, a silly thing. Saying things they don't believe because they want to keep their jobs. If there's a single person in this room who hasn't seen that through George Floyd and COVID and the Ukraine war, raise your hand. Oh, nobody? Right. You all know what I'm talking about. And you're so disappointed in people. You are, and you realize that the herd instinct is maybe the strongest instinct. I mean, it may be stronger than the hunger and sex instincts, actually. The instinct, which again is inherent to be like everybody else and not to be cast out of the group, not to be shunned, that's a very strong impulse in all of us from birth. And it takes over, unfortunately, in moments like this, and it's harnessed, in fact, by bad people in moments like this to produce uniformity. And you see people going along with this, and you lose respect for them. And that certainly happened to me at scale over the past 3 years. I'm not mad at people, I'm just sad, I'm disappointed. How could you go along with this? You know it's not true, but you're saying it anyway? Really? You're putting your pronouns in your email? You're ridiculous. But no one else thinks it's ridiculous. Oh no, it's your pronouns in the email. What does that even mean? What does it even mean? You're saying things you can't define. LBGTQIA+? Who's the plus? The plus is invited to my show anytime. Find a plus and I'll interview him. What's it like to be a plus? Am I a plus? I'm serious. I feel like I'm an addition. Does that make me a plus? No one even knows what it is. And the whole society, LGBTQIA+. All right, what's the plus? Oh, shut up, racist. Okay. So you reach that place and you feel, and this is one of the reasons, Father Scalia, I was actually overcome a little bit with emotion as you prayed, because I realized that I was so upset by the behavior of some people I love, frankly, in a country I revere and always have, that I wasn't praying for the country. That's on me, and we all should be. But back to my point. So you see the sadness happening. But there is, as there always is, this is a fact of nature and theology and of observable reality, there is a countervailing force at work always. There's a counterbalance to the badness. It's called good
goodness.
theology and of observable
And you see it in
reality. There
people.
is a countervailing force.
So
at
for
work
every
always.
10
There's a
people who are
counterbalance
putting he and
to the
him
badness.
together,
It's
called
called
goodness,
theology
and they're
and of
electronic, and
observable
you see it
reality.
in
There
people's
is a
email signatures.
countervailing force
So
at
for
work
every
always.
10
There's a
people who
counterbalance
are putting he and
to the
him
badness.
together,
It's
called
called
good theology, and they're electronic, and you see it in people's email signatures. So for every 10 people who are putting he and him together, called good theology, and they're electronic, and you see it in people's email signatures. So for every 10 people who are putting he and him together, called good theology, and they're electronic, and you see it in people's email signatures. So for every 10 people who are putting he and him together, called good theology, and they're electronic, and you see it in people's email signatures. So for every 10 people who are putting he and him together, called good theology, and they're electronic, and you see it in people's email signatures. So for every 10 people who are putting he and him together, called good theology, and they're electronic, and you see it in people's email signatures. So for every 10 people who are putting he and him together, called good theology, and they're electronic, and you see it in people's email signatures. So for every 10 people who are putting he and him together, called good theology, and they're electronic, and you see it in people's email signatures. So for every 10 people who are putting he and him together, called good theology, and they're electronic, and you see it in people's email signatures. So for every 10 people who are putting he and him together, called good theology, and they're electronic, and you see it in people's email signatures. So for every 10 people who are putting he and him together, called good theology, and they're electronic, and you see it in people's email signatures. So for every 10 people who are putting he and him together, called good theology, and they're electronic, and you see it in people's email signatures. So for every 10 people who are putting he and him together, called good theology, and they're electronic, and you see it in people's email signatures. So for every 10 people who are putting he and him together, called good theology, and they're electronic, and you see it in people's email signatures. So for every 10 people who are putting he and him together, called good theology, and they're electronic, and you see it in people's email signatures. So for every 10 people who are putting he and him together, called good theology, and they're electronic, and you see it in people's email signatures. So for every 10 people who are putting he and him together, called good theology, and they're electronic, and you see it in people's email signatures. So for every 10 people who are putting he and him together, called good theology, and they're electronic, and you see it in people's email signatures. For every 10 people who are putting he and him together, called good theology, and they're electronic, and you see it in people's email signatures. For every 10 people who are putting he and him together, called good theology, and they're electronic, and you see it in people's email signatures.
signatures.